Hi, I'm Brandon Potter, Group Product Manager for Microsoft Cloud for Sustainability. Thanks for joining our on-demand session. I'll be joined today by Robin Smith and A.L. Schwartz, who are here to demonstrate the flexibility of Microsoft Sustainability Manager. But first, I want to quickly set the stage. Microsoft Cloud for Sustainability represents a growing set of capabilities built on Microsoft Azure and powered by the Power Platform, including Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power BI. This allows the core capabilities of Cloud for Sustainability to be extended quickly and easily by our customers and partners with industry vertical, horizontal, or regional solutions. So far, we've launched the Microsoft Cloud for Sustainability data model, which breaks down data silos, centralizing disparate data in a common data language. Microsoft Sustainability Manager, a flexible, extensible solution that enables organizations to record, report, and reduce their environmental impact across their operations and value chain. Emissions Impact Dashboard applications provide Microsoft customers with transparency into the emissions Microsoft generates based on the customer's use of Microsoft Azure and Microsoft 365 cloud services. The new Environmental Credit Service helps create a trusted system of record for environmental claims and credits. More Microsoft sustainability solutions are coming soon, and we're increasingly adding solutions from our global ecosystem of partners that seamlessly extend Cloud for Sustainability capabilities to address specific customer scenarios. In this session, we'll focus on Microsoft Sustainability Manager, which we released in June. The extensible solution unifies data intelligence and offers organizations an increasingly automated and comprehensive view into the environmental impact of their entire operations and value chain. It enables organizations to record and more accurately report their environmental footprint, and continually test and optimize reduction strategies to reach their goals. Here's how. Microsoft Sustainability Manager helps organizations ingest data from disparate sources across your operations and value chain, bring data silos, and gain continuous visibility into your activities. Simplify calculations using pre-built calculation models. You can tailor emission factors and formulas, bring your own factor libraries, or even pre-calculated emissions too. Visualize insights into your environmental impact and sustainability progress while streamlining reporting, and work with our ecosystem partners to take more effective actions to reduce the environmental impact of your organization. Now, here's Robin and A.L. to show you the solution in action.
Hi, I'm Robin Smith, Group Program Manager for Microsoft Sustainability Manager.
I'm A.L. Schwartz, Principal Program Manager.
We have an action-packed demo for you today, but before we get started, let's talk about Sustainability Manager's flexible configuration. The Sustainability Manager Configuration Guide provides the recommended configuration path to support success in adoption, helping organizations realize value faster. Different types of guidance artifacts are provided for each step to provide an immersive experience. The guidance is actionable, including links to forms in context, documentation, and templates. We have added the configuration guide directly to the app as a simple, quick reference for users as they set up the solution. You'll find this here in the home page of the solution or from the book icon on the top right menu beside your user initials. It includes instructions to help users set up their data, calculations, and reports successfully. Let's walk through how a fictional company we call Contoso Coffee might use Microsoft Sustainability Manager to more easily record, report, and reduce its environmental impact using data connections and actionable insights. Sustainability Manager provides visibility into Contoso's emissions activities and empowers the company to report its impact and progress more efficiently. And it gives the company's employees and partners access to the intelligence and collaboration tools required to refine and scale sustainability initiatives and transform their businesses end to end. In this dashboard for Contoso Coffee, we can see consolidated emissions data visualizations representing Contoso's carbon footprint around the world and insights the team can use to accelerate their sustainability strategy. Now it's time to go deeper. In this demo, we're going to act as part of Contoso's sustainability team. We have found a new way to reduce our supply chain emissions through an additional transportation and distribution supplier that provides electric vehicle options. To take advantage of these carbon savings, we're going to expand our data model and use a connector to ingest new data. We'll then use that data to calculate our newly reduced emissions along with some custom emission factors. During each step of this process, we'll take a step back to frame the fundamentals before we demo. We can do all of this through no-code, low-code customizations, leveraging Sustainability Manager's existing user interface. Let's get started.
Before we dive into our scenario, let's talk about where the extension starts in the Cloud for Sustainability data model. Sustainability Manager is a model-driven Power App. As such, the data model is the foundation on which the application is built. The data model is publicly available as part of Microsoft Cloud for Sustainability. Use it across your organization and value chain to enable more accurate and reliable reporting. You can share it with internal teams, vendors, and partners to drive data integrity and consistent reporting upstream and downstream. To extend, we will start in Dataverse, which is where the data model resides. Dataverse is a no-code, low-code developer solution used for business applications. You can access it from within the Maker portal at make.powerapps.com. The Maker portal is always available as a foundation of Sustainability Manager. I first need to create the table to store the new modes of transportation and distribution, which will indicate the level of efficiency provided by Contoso's new transportation supplier. I'm going to call it electric mode. This will enable me to add detail about electric hybrid vehicles I'm using in my supply chain for transportation and distribution. To do this, I'm using the Maker portal. No code is needed. This table will be used in data and calculation to describe the different levels of electrifications. The table has a multiplier factor that will be used in the calculations as well as a description field. You will notice that to ingest custom entities, I'm using Power Query right here in Dataverse with a consistent user experience to Sustainability Manager. Now I want to reference the extended table within the existing Scope 3 Category 4 Transportation and Distribution table, which is part of the out-of-the-box Sustainability Manager solution. Still within Dataverse, I add an attribute to the T&D table that references that new electric mode table. Now, this attribute is ready to use within Sustainability Manager. The extension portion is that simple. Within a few minutes, Contoso has enabled a new supplier's required data to be associated with activity data within Sustainability Manager. Now that Contoso has updated Dataverse with the new attributes, I will navigate to Sustainability Manager to customize our data views. I can do this on any data grid page by clicking on the Edit Columns button and then organizing their view. Now, Contoso can view the new attributes and other sustainability analysts tracking transportation and distribution electrification can access it. With that, I will hand it back over to Robin, who will be ingesting data into Sustainability Manager and bringing this customization to life through calculations.
Thanks, Eyal. Before we jump into ingesting data, I'd like us to take a step back and review this process. Our solution enables you to pull data into the system from virtually any source, regardless of solution provider, vendor, or platform, and automate more connections over time. While ultimately, we want you to automate data ingestion as much as possible, Microsoft Sustainability Manager supports flexible data ingestion methods from virtually any business system. You can always enter data manually. Even organizations that are otherwise very automated will sometimes need the option to input data manually, especially in regions where there may not be an option to establish direct connections to databases. There will be instances when organizations need to import data from Excel or CSV files. We're streamlining this by supporting direct connections to a database or other business applications using Power Queries. So as changes are made to data within an existing business system, the changes are also made dynamically within Sustainability Manager. And we are building a marketplace of pre-built connectors straight to additional data sources. We're working with partners to simplify the process of connecting data by creating connectors that meet industry and organization requirements. Microsoft Sustainability Manager streamlines the process of data ingestion and calculations so organizations can more effectively measure and monitor the emissions generated through their operations and value chain. Because it is necessary in some cases, I'm going to show how to manually enter data into the system. I'm going to be ingesting new custom emission factors, and I need to create a new emission factor library. This simple step is consistent across any data type within the system, from reference to activity data. To enable Contoso's Scope 3 reduction scenario, I'll need to ingest activity data for transportation and distribution, our new electric mode reference data, and factors to map that data to. All have the same simple process. Here, under Data Connections, I can set up direct connections to data so as changes are made to that data within an existing business system, the changes are also made dynamically within Sustainability Manager. Through the application, I can establish direct connections to virtually any business system, ERP system, or cloud platform my organization is using so data would continue to refresh on an ongoing basis. If these options won't meet my needs, I can also work with a partner to create my organization's own custom connectors. For today's purposes, I'm connecting CSV data I've stored in a data blob. For each connection, it's important that Contoso takes the time to map each field that is required by Sustainability Manager and each field needed for calculation and reporting. Creating these lookups, as we call them, is critical to enable connected data, which is required to drive insights. Soon, Contoso's new factors have imported, and the next step is calculation. Before we calculate our Scope 3 transportation emissions, let's once again take a step back and look at this process. Microsoft Sustainability Manager also simplifies the process of calculating emissions that result from Scopes 1, 2, and 3 activities by providing pre-built calculation models based on the Greenhouse Gas Protocol. At launch, calculation models are included for Scopes 1, 2, and several categories of Scope 3 emissions. Calculation methodologies for all 15 Scope 3 categories will be added over time. You have the ability to tailor calculations based on data source, activity, and industry standard coefficients, customizing the emission factors and formulas you use to convert raw data into calculated emissions to generate more accurate results for your organization. Sustainability Manager has a growing global set of factor libraries within the solution, but as I'm about to show, it's simple to bring your own factor libraries, which may be required for a variety of reasons. You may also bring in pre-calculated emissions across all scopes and emissions categories. For this scenario, Contoso is using custom emission factors, data, and formulas to generate more accurate results for their organization. They are maturing in their operations and finding new ways to reduce emissions. Sustainability Manager calculation models can be expanded to meet this new need. You'll see Contoso started here by creating a new calculation model. I can also make a copy to an existing calculation model for a quicker start. Contoso needs to first reference the data within our electric mode table we added in Dataverse earlier. And remember that multiplier AL added? I'm referencing that now in this PowerFX table. PowerFX is an Excel-like language that lets you express more complex mathematical models. There is a lot of flexibility and power in this solution. Because I need both gas and electricity blended factors and to apply a multiplier for Contoso's carbon savings to be realized, I need to create a variable in a calculation node. The calculation node enables me to create an updated quantity based on mathematical formulas and other data within my data model, even extended tables and attributes. This variable will be referenced as the new quantity within report node, and I'm sure to specify the new emission factor table for electric mode that Contoso needs to use for this type of T&D. I select a factor mapping for electric mode here as well. This means the mode will determine the factor selected. Factor mappings enable this single model to scale across my data. To execute my calculation, I need to enable my calculation profile. Calculation profiles enable organizations like Contoso to narrow data applied to a calculation and control the frequency of the calc. I select the data I want to calculate, then apply the model we built in the previous step. Then, I schedule the calculations and take a look at the preview. This enables me to validate the results of a formula and ensure the correct data is applied before generating the outcome, which gives me confidence that the calculations are accurate. Now, I can finish setting up the job and just let it run. Once data is calculated and results produced, I'll want to view all emissions, so let's go to that tab. This is where I see the outcome of our calculations. Contoso teams can now see the results of their carbon reduction efforts, and they're prepared and excited to take on additional value chain emission reduction projects. Now I'm going to hand it back to Brandon, who will showcase the real customer journey in Sustainability Manager and give insights to upcoming features.
Thank you, Robin and Eyal. As you can see, Microsoft Sustainability Manager enables comprehensive, integrated, and increasingly automated sustainability management for organizations at any stage of their sustainability journey. It reduces reliance on manual processes, enabling organizations to record, report, and reduce their emissions more efficiently. Sustainability Manager can be integrated with virtually any business system, and the core capabilities of Microsoft Sustainability Manager can be extended quickly and easily using familiar Azure and Power Platform tools to create custom solutions such as new formulas or reports. Ingestion is an early adopter of Microsoft Sustainability Manager. Let's watch this video to find out how they're using it to track and analyze their current sustainability profile and progress toward ambitious 2030 goals.
Ingestion is a Fortune 500 global ingredient solution provider.
The types of ingredients we make earn 80% of what you see on a grocery shelf. Everything we do is plant-based. Whether it's corn, rice, tapioca, all our raw material inputs are plants. How do we connect people, nature, and technology together to make life better?
We're an innovation company. We develop products that help our customers and their consumers be more sustainable.
Data collection is a very manual and timely process. You could be spending your time gathering data, or you could be focusing on a solution.
We launched our 2030 all-life plan for sustainability in 2020, setting aggressive targets. What's been amazing is watching how companies come together through collaboration.
When we're looking for partners, we're looking for somebody that complements the capabilities that we have. Microsoft is a powerhouse in bringing that kind of innovation.
It used to be all the information was hidden away, but now with Microsoft Sustainability Manager, you have engineers, technologists, plant leadership teams looking at this data, driving improvements.
We're connecting data, and then we're able to draw insights faster. It's that piece that is a change agent for us getting to the targets faster.
Having that data in a timely manner with Microsoft Cloud for Sustainability enables us to minimize operating expense, minimize the impact to the communities in which we operate, make the planet better, and help the company grow. At the end of the day, my team goes to bed knowing that we've done something to make the company and the planet better for generations to come.
Since Cloud for Sustainability was released earlier this year, we've added some features and functionality, including new calculation methodologies, deployment in new regions, data model extensibility, and emissions impact dashboard enhancements. We've also added LinkedIn learning modules to help individuals learn more about sustainability opportunities. Over the next few months, we have many more updates coming, from supplier tools to calculation enhancements. We're thrilled to introduce water capabilities, which are rolling out first through Microsoft Cloud for Sustainability Data Model. We invite you to start using that and giving us your feedback. Soon, we'll be adding water capabilities to Microsoft Sustainability Manager as well. Prepare your data. You can get started right now, mapping out your strategy and collecting information and data sources. First, establish and clarify your initial organizational sustainability objectives. What are you focused on tracking and improving first? Outline your reporting metrics and KPIs and identify data sources that will support your reporting needs. Think about regulatory agencies you'll need to report to, through the government or your industry, what kind of information you need to gather, and where it will come from. The interactive, step-by-step configuration guide in Microsoft Sustainability Manager will walk you through setup of the solution, but even now, you can start gathering information you'll use to define your organizational structure and information about your facilities and processes in a company profile. Start collecting data about the activities of your organization, like fuel types, vehicle types, or contractual instrument types. And be thinking about setting up calculations, which will include setting up emission factors and estimation factors. Again, there is guidance built into the solution to help you through these steps. More resources are available too. If you haven't watched it already, please check out our Ignite breakout session titled Accelerate Your Sustainability Progress and Business Growth with Microsoft Cloud for Sustainability to learn more about other new Cloud for Sustainability solutions and hear from our partners too. Then, please take our Microsoft Cloud for Sustainability training. Check out our free trial of Microsoft Sustainability Manager and join our insider community. And visit Microsoft.com/sustainability for sustainability stories, tools, and resources. And finally, sign up to stay informed. Thanks for joining our session today. We look forward to taking all that we have learned and all the work that's being done through our partner ecosystem to help you accelerate your sustainability progress and business growth. Together, we can build a more sustainable future, harnessing the power of technology.